Hey, 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 you guys. This is Thursday night. It's Pink Life Live. It is the 3rd of February. We have some really exciting things tonight. The men of Plexus are going to be taking over this call. But first, I just wanted to jump in really quickly to give you some announcements, okay? This coming Tuesday, if you're here on the Treasure Coast, we want to invite you to come and join us live and in person for our sip and see. This is a time that we can come together. You get to come out, check us out. We're real people with real testimonies to share, incredible stories. And this Tuesday night, it's going to be falling in love with Plexus. You're going to get to hear from some couples that have decided to do this together, hold each other accountable. And in that way, they're able to get the most out of their investment, their products, but they're being accountable, and their health transformations have been incredible. So we're really excited to be able to offer that to you guys as they're going to be coming out. We're going to have some fun. We have door prizes and a raffle drawing as well. And we're going to have some new recipes for our protein balls. Every time we kind of do these, we try to get some like new recipes out, fun treats that would be a great alternative instead of a box of chocolates that you will scarf down all at one time and then really regret it later, right? So I want to give you some tips and tricks on that on Tuesday night as well, what that looks like. An update on our challenge group for January. That final check-in is still good till tomorrow. So if you have friends that joined you in the January challenge and they haven't yet checked in, check on them, make sure they're okay, and then tag them in that post so that way they can be entered into the grand drawing for January. February Steps Challenge is underway as well. I think I've got like 20 miles under my belt already. And it's only day 3. Like I'm out there killing it. We hiked today, you guys. At the end of the day, my legs were like jello. I was like, wow, I need to move more. So our challenge for you is to join us this month in 28 miles in 28 days. We want to be moving our bodies because February is the month to raise awareness for heart health, especially in women. It's one of the #1 killers in women, and it goes unnoticed because we tend to dismiss a lot of the symptoms.
Do you know how many?
I don't have the number. No. Maria is going to be dropping some fun facts tomorrow, actually, in our challenge group. She's going to be bringing it and educating us on some of the things, some of the signs, the symptoms, some more information on things that, as we know, we become more aware of, then you never know whose life you could ultimately save or impact because you were aware of what to look for, right? So we're excited to be able to bring all of that to you. I'm going to go ahead and just throw this over to Kenny. He is our #1 man ambassador. He's uno más. One more.
Hi, my name's Kenny. Before I get started, I do want, what are you doing?
I'm moving it so we can see you.
I do want to say a prayer to our Plexus family. We have the Brucals and the Tollers going through some stuff, and I just want to lift them up and be like, hey, we love you guys, and you're not in it alone.
Absolutely.
Just to let you guys know, we're here for you, whatever it takes. So, Lord, I pray, Father God, that you would just bless these 2 families, Lord, and that you just give them a peace that surpasses all understanding. I pray, Lord, that what they're walking through right now, Lord, that they just feel your presence, that your loving arms are around them, and that they know they got another family other than their own, an extended family that's praying for them and loving on them and just whatever they need, whatever we can do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
So I wanted to get that out of the way, but I had to say that, yeah, up front. So I'm going to get my testimony because everybody's heard her testimony. And you guys have seen my pictures before if you've been around a little while.
Which one?
It's my show. Stop. So anyways, it's an embarrassing bikini or mankini picture. Yes, thank you.
There it is.
Thank you, Josie.
Josie has it on her home screen.
Hey, that would be great motivation. So I wanted to talk about like before all that greatness, there was a season of my life where I didn't have to worry about that, where I could pretty much eat whatever I wanted to eat. I could be not moving if I chose not to move. Now, granted, I did move and I did work out a lot, but then there was a season, a point where it kind of just slowed down. It was kind of like a train trying to, stop at a stopping position and trying to go again, where it just takes forever. And that's what I felt like my body was doing. Had no clue what was going on. I just knew. I thought, okay, I'm getting close to 40, and then I eventually hit 40. That, they say it's over the hill by 40, and I kind of believed in that. Okay, it's a little echo. Jenna. I know, talking about distracting. Anyways, so my whole body, Jenna, please leave the room.
I'm leaving.
Oh my goodness. See, if we could do this, I know you guys can. But anyways, before I was rudely interrupted, I felt like my body was not reacting the way it should have. And I had no clue what was going on. But then Jenna got sick, and I kind of just took everything to the side and just stopped focusing on myself. And I got to the point where, to be honest, was like, what the heck, whatever. It is what it is. Well, when she started getting better in the beginning of 2019, I noticed a difference right away. And I was like, okay, hold on. There's something to this with the Plexus stuff. And I wanted to join. I wanted to support her. I want to do whatever I could, because I figured this was our last. Literally, we burned all boats, in essence. We were on the island of no despair, and there was no way out. This had to work. And when we both started doing it, kind of doing like an accountability without even knowing really what accountability partner was, I started seeing results right away. Now, granted, I did lose 14 pounds in about 2-3 weeks or so, something like that. And then it kind of plateaued, but my eating habits still remained really bad. I kept drinking energy drinks and doing stuff like that. I would say about a year into it is where I really started, and then I started this challenge. This was a weight loss challenge that corporate did, and my whole goal, to be honest with you, was to win $10,000. I was like, I could do this. Well, as I'm doing it, I'm moving, I'm doing the lean shakes, which I still do to this day, and that was beginning of 2020 when I started doing the challenge. And I started noticing, at that point, I lost about 30 pounds. And then from that point on, I lost an additional 24 pounds, which was great. But my biggest hurdle, my biggest stump was around my belly. So even though I lost 30 pounds, I still had like a big pot belly. And I was like, oh my goodness, what does it take to get rid of this thing? And then when I started focusing and doing the lean shakes, and then actually watching my nutrition, and then doing intermittent, I started incorporating intermittent fasting a little bit later, is when I started noticing, what was it, 6.5 inches from belly button to belly button. I was astonished, like, holy cow, that is noticeable. When you look down, you can start seeing your toes. And then you notice, oh my goodness, I see my ankles. Now that was a big thing. Now that was a mind shift in my head. That was not only the benefits of joint problems gone, headaches gone, the Diet Mountain Dew's out the window by now, and all these other health benefits that I had. The one sticking point that I really, really wanted was my stomach. I don't know, maybe I wanted abs, or at least one ab. That's what I was shooting for. And I finally started seeing results. And then I got motivated. Then I got really pumped. I was pretty motivated before, but then I got like super motivated. Just constantly watching. And from that point on until now, I still watch what I eat. I do intermittent fasting. Now that's more like a atomic habit for me, where I know, okay, 6:30, boom, windows closed. Can't eat no more. That's just the way it is. So I started doing stuff like that, and then I started seeing just better results. And then now, 3 years in, I'm still healing my body. That's the amazing part. Now, is there weight I still want to lose? Yes. Is it going to happen? I believe it is. But I also see that 36 months into it, my body's still healing. And it really does break my heart when people give it just 30 days. I'm like, dude, that's 35 more months of what I've given, and I'm still healing. It's amazing what can happen with consistency and just a desire to want to change. So the whole point of me telling this story is that it's not just for women. This pink drink is for men too, because it literally has changed my whole body. I will also say and argue my clarity and my mindset, my focus. Just doing those type of energy drinks, I'm sure did damage to upstairs, and now it's like regenerating, it's healing itself and doing all these benefits that I have. And I'm just so thankful that I didn't quit, that I didn't say, oh, it costs too much, I can't, instead of saying that, it's like, I cannot afford not to do this. Like, I have to do this. I need this to happen. I want to be in my 60s and 70s and 80s and be not just trying to survive, but thriving. I just turned 46. I mean, that's, 20 years from now, I'll be 66. I can't even imagine myself being that old. But just imagine the healing in 20 years still. That's the amazing part. And I wasn't making fun of people who are 60.
Sharon, Judy, they're all like freaking out over there. They're like raising the roof.
But my whole point is that I literally beat up my body, and a lot of other men that I know have beat up their body from doing just really foolish stuff to the work that we actually did. The physical work that you do, the pounding of running, construction workers, cops, firemen, whatever, it's all physically demanding. And if you're not treating your body basically like a temple, it's destroying. And now, as you get older, it's hard to recover. And now I'm looking at it going, wow, imagine how many athletes need this stuff to recuperate from week to week, especially football players, soccer players, from 1 week to the next week and recover faster in a natural, healthy way. But it was I'm just glad that I stuck with it and everything was fine. So I have a friend that's on the call, Sean, that I asked him to share his testimony because he's been on it for, has it been a year? A little over a year. And then this last challenge, we've seen a significant difference, and I wanted to get him on the call and kind of just ask him a few questions and, have him share. So, all right, Sean, tell us about this last challenge.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on, and definitely, I like what you had just said about, even 3 years in, your body's still healing. I definitely ignored my body for several years. I depended on my size and just a little shortness about myself. And I'm a cop, and I've always been known as the big guy, and so I really didn't I didn't get laxed in what I was doing or thinking, but I just knew people. I didn't think people were going to do anything to me per se, and so I just I just continued to do what I was doing. I'm not a drinker, so I didn't drink, but I love to eat. And so when this challenge kicked off, and even before, I was probably I was around 324, and then when the challenge kicked off, I'd been going back to the gym a little bit, but consistently, I saw this the Healthy Habits Challenge, and saw I could either do the shorter, not as hard challenge, or I could do the hard challenge, and I decided to do the hard challenge. And working out for 45 minutes was a little daunting to me, because I worked out a lot when I was younger and didn't feel like doing it anymore. But so I started, and then plus with the drinking water, drinking a whole gallon of water is kind of crazy to me. But so I started doing it, and at the start of the challenge, was right around 310, and then after the 22 days, I got down to 280, 89, and now,
Wow.
you know, a couple of days in, I'm after I'm down to 284. So so it's about 40 pounds from, you know, my height. So I definitely feel better. You know, the consistency of taking the products. I've nenever had a problem taking the products, but it's gotten, you know, I've been consistent in it. The 22-minute mindset challenge, it was very, you know, big. You know, I got the Audible book, so I start reading, you know, listen to the book. So I'm working out, and there are so many, you know, key things that, you know, I'm listening to, and it's so beneficial. And you know, my big thing that I was cutting during the fast was sweets. I love to have some ice cream or something at night, and I still haven't had any since. So
Amen.
Yeah.
So what would be one of you mentioned the mindset, the 22 minutes. What was something that stuck out to you that was like, not like, kind of like a aha moment, like boom, light bulb. There you go.
Yeah. It was the habit, because, you know, I didn't like going to the gym. I'm not a gym guy. And then you know, when James Clear would talk about the guy that would just drive to the gym, go in for 5 minutes, you know, start that habit, you know, and you know, a year later, he was, or I don't know, I guess it was like a year later, down like 100 pounds or something. But you know, just getting in that habit, starting, you know, and, you know, getting your body used to it, you know, just deciding to put on the workout clothes, that kind of meant, okay, I'm going to the gym, you know, it's, you know, or, you know, filling up the water bottle, you know, and okay, I'm going to drink that. You know, it's deciding to do those things, and then makes the process so much easier. You know, once you start it, then it takes more effort just to stop it.
That's right. I mean, and he said something very interesting. I don't know if you guys caught it, was when he put on his workout clothes. Do you go after work or before work?
Usually try to before. Well, it depends on the schedule, but
okay. So he'll put on his clothes. There's days I'm sure that he was like, I don't feel like doing it, but he put on his clothes. That was a cue, and we just learned that through the Atomic Habits, that was the cue to set the good habit of going to the gym. Regardless if he didn't want to do it, it was kind of like brain said, hey, it's time to go. All right, let's go. And body just followed. And the same thing with the water. When he filled up his water jug, that was another cue for his brain to say, hey, drink water. And automatically, but probably without even thinking, he's now picking up the jug, drinking, picking up the jug, drinking, stopping at the 7-Eleven, go to the bathroom, going, drinking, go to the bathroom. So, I mean, it's amazing how those cues, now, if you took that same reverse, and you took that cue was you got home from work and you sat on the couch, got next day, do the same thing, next day, a couple weeks go by, what are you going to do 2 years from now? You're going to walk through that door, get into comfortable clothes, or stay in your work clothes and sit on the couch and watch TV. That's another cue for a bad habit. So if you're not doing the Saturday mornings with Atomic Habit with James Clear, I would recommend you guys come aboard and listen. You don't have to get the book, just get the audio and just chime along with us. And after this book, we'll do another book. And after that book, we'll do another book. Because if you get it in your mind, in your head, that if you could do hard things, and Sean just said that, there's times he didn't feel like doing it, but he got dressed and he realized I could do hard things. And he started doing it. And the challenge may be over, but there's a new month, a new challenge, but that particular challenge may be over. But now there's been 4 weeks or so 3 weeks, where now a good habit has kicked in. That's the idea of keep doing and keep moving and whatever. It doesn't have to be the gym. It could just be hey, I'm going on a walk. Hey, honey, let's go on a walk together. So now you're killing two birds with one stone. The way I say is, quality time and get exercise. But then we just learned today, or was it today or yesterday, that you burn 200 calories having sex. So I'm like going, hey, that's a workout.
Counts as a workout and quality.
Yeah. Any steps in there?
Two birds with one stone. Well, Sean, thank you so much. You have any questions for me?
So what would you say is like the biggest obstacle that you have had to work through, like with your health journey so far, and that you might even be continuing to work through?
I mean, it's definitely the working out was the tough thing. But I think the continuing the clean eating, because believe me, I want to have a smorgasbord of bunch of Mexican food, chips and salsa, but I've delayed that because I set a goal, and then I've kept adjusting the goal to push myself. So eventually I'll have a good cheat day or a meal or something, but I also realize that just when you fail, you can't put in your head that all right, well, I failed today, so I'm just going to fail the rest of the week. So I gotta I realize that and know my limits. So
I love it. Well, we are so excited for you and
Proud of you.
and proud of you
Thank
too.
you.
And what a difference this makes, not just in your life, but I love when you shared the other day about the impact that it has on your marriage, children, and just generationally what you're showing your kids they can do too, because monkey see, monkey do.
Right.
So you're setting a huge example to your children as well, as that they too can do hard things, and we need our husbands and we need our fathers and our dads and our brothers and our uncles. We need you guys healthy and strong, especially when you're out on the front lines doing what you do every single day to protect the rest of us. We need you to be your best, not only physically, but emotionally and spiritually as well. So when you're going at that with the right mindset, like you talked about, that's a huge thing. And you work with so many men, I'm sure, that have very similar struggles, as you do. And so we need you guys to be your very best. And we just want to say thank you. Because without you standing on the front line, fighting for our freedoms, freedom wouldn't be free. And it's ultimately not. Somebody has to stand there and stand guard. So we want to say thank you, friend. We love you. And we are so incredibly proud of you. I can't wait to see where you're going to be at the end of this challenge.
End of the year.
Absolutely. Yep.
Cool, man.
Thank you.
We can't hear you, Kenny. Can't hear you. Kenny? Well, Plexus, Sean, can you guys hear me? We'll wait while they're trying to get their audio back on. So is everybody on here doing the February challenge? Yeah? Everybody's feeling good? Yes, Lindsay, I saw you post today. Are you running?
Can you hear us?
Oh,
Well, I jogged a little bit today with the dog.
I
You
love
motivated
it.
me with the video, and it was like, what hard thing are we going to do today? And I was like, you know what? Let me go jog instead of walk.
I love it. I love it. I'm sorry, guys. I kind of took over while you were getting your volume back. So they are back. Kenny, I
So
think we
it
can
was
hear you now.
Kira's fault. Kira turned her Bluetooth on and hijacked the whole call. You're lucky y'all didn't hear her screaming and dancing and partying and up in the back.
Anyways, wow, that's 2 interruptions. It must be a good thing.
It's gonna be a good call.
No, one thing I was talking about was, well, why do men have a tendency not to want to join us through the Plexus? And I think a lot of it is they're simply not asked. And while I was reading this book, actually, I've been listening to a lot of books, and I think I have a goal to listen to like 100+ books or read this year. I've done 6 already, and it's only in February. It's amazing. But one of those books I'm listening to is How to Say Yes. No, I'm sorry, Aladdin, the Aladdin Factor, and it teaches you how to say yes. I'm like, okay, that's an interesting subject. So I clicked on it, and it's a very long listen. And if you don't have time, then don't do it. But if you have time, listen to it. But one of the stories they talked about that was so fascinating, it's a live in-person story about yes, was this girl named Akita Andrews. And she has, she's just a little girl. And her mother came up to her and said, hey, listen, I have a dream. My dream is to travel around the world. And she's like, okay, she's 7, 9 years old. And she goes, but I also have a dream for you. The dream for you is to go to college. But I don't see how I could underwrite this as a waitress. She goes, but I tell you what, I will work my rear end off, pay for your schooling, only if you take, after you graduate, you go get a job, you take 25% of your pay for a couple of years and then send me on a trip around the world. Because that's her dream. So, Akita's like, sure, I'll do it. She's a little kid. She's like, yeah, that sounds great. Well, she ends up joining the Brownie Scouts, which is I guess a portion of the Girl Scouts. It's like a junior version of it. And they had, she's doing her thing, and they said, hey, look, we're having a contest. Whoever sells the most Girl Scout cookies gets a two tickets around the world, a trip around the world for 2. Excuse me, couldn't spit it out. And she's like, oh man, I'm getting out of this one. She's, 7, 9-year-old little girl. So her first year, she sells 3,526 boxes of cookies. Now, at first I was like, okay, I don't know. Well, then I've learned that 300 to 400 is amazing. If you did 300 to 400 Girl Scout cookies, you're like, good. You're really good at this. So she goes and sells those boxes, and as time goes on, now she's 14 years old. She actually writes a book. Now, I cannot remember the name of the book. It's something like how to sell Girl Scout cookies, cars, or homes, automobiles, and other stuff. Something of that nature. I can't remember. So she writes this book, and now she's a keynote speaker at 14 years old, I might say, at a conference with a round table of insurance salesmen who have sold over $1 million a year. So she does her speech, she does her talk, and they're all like, oh my goodness, this girl's awesome. She's 14. And then she says at the end, or towards the end, she goes, hey, underneath everybody's seat is a 3x5 card. And on that, I want you guys to write a number between 5 and 10. So they go on doing it. And then she goes, that's how many cookies you're going to buy. And they're like, oh, well, that day.
From me before I leave today.
Exactly. So she's getting up the curve. I'll go a little later. So she sold 7,000 boxes of cookies that day. I'm like, oh my God, now my ears are perking up. I'm like, okay, well, where's this going? And then as her career ended in Girl Scouts, she ended up selling over 32,000 boxes of Girl Scout cookies. And the whole point to that story is the number one reason why people don't ask other people to join them, either asking to borrow money, fundraising, starting up their business, whatever it is, or having an accountability buddy to do Plexus with, is the fear of rejection. That's the number one reason why. And then after she said all that, told them about and they sold 7,000 boxes of cookies, she goes, I got one little saying that I say. Now this is amazing. Write this down. SW, 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 SW. So it's 4 times SW. And what that stands for is some will, some won't,
So
so
what?
what, and someone's waiting. And that's how she approached her business. She went to everybody she talked to, and she lived in New York. So whatever high rise people came in, she would say, hey, would you like to buy Girl Scout cookies? And they would say, oh, sure. She goes, oh, would you like to buy 2? Because I'm sure you have a wife in the house that would like to buy them. And then they're like, yeah, sure, I will. And it's so amazing how God works. I'm listening to story and telling you guys this now as I'm going into Winn-Dixie. And what do I see on the way out is a girl selling Girl Scout cookies. She didn't even ask me. I was the only one. Now, granted, I was not going to buy one, but she didn't even ask. She just assumed maybe the way I was walking, because I really was in a hurry, that she was like, no, people are waiting to be invited
asked.
or be invited or be asked. That's what this whole book is about, is learning to ask to get what you want. And one of another quick story, we have a daughter, Jenna and I, Kayla. She is phenomenal at asking. She had the courage to just say, hey, daddy. Now I think she did it first through her sister, but hey, Kayla wants an iPhone, iPod, too.
Yeah.
And she goes, and she knows that they're a little expensive or for her to buy for her, but she said it. I would like an iPod. I don't want anything else. I just want that. That's what she really desired and wanted. And wouldn't you know, that's what she got for, at first I was like, the nerve of this girl. But then I started thinking, hold on, if I'm going to buy just a bunch of junk and it's going to be thrown away, but she really wants an iPod, I'm going to get it for her. And then a couple of days later, I started listening to this book about asking. She has no qualms of asking. Daddy, can I have this? 99% of the time, I want to give her stuff. I want to give my children stuff. I just don't know what to give them. I want to give Jenna stuff. I can't read her mind. And if she's asking, most likely it's going to happen. So that was an amazing thought process that some men, and we're talking men today, is if they're not joining a board because A, they've probably never been asked. People just have the assumption that, well, they don't care. They don't want to, they just sit around and don't want to do anything. That's not true. Maybe they do want, they just don't know what to do.
They don't know how to start. They don't know who to go to.
So what are we at? 8:33. I lost my notes. So one of the statistics they had, I don't know how you do this without your mouth getting like super dry. But one of the statistics they talked about was if you ask nobody to do whatever you want to do, it's a 0% chance that they're not going to do it because you never asked them. Makes sense, right? But the amazing part was if you ask them, you have a 200% chance of likely of them doing it. So if you're running your business, ask. Because some will, some won't. And
So what?
So what?
Someone is waiting.
And that someone is waiting. And that someone who's waiting could be the person that just skyrockets in the business world. But there's also that someone who's waiting who desperately needs it. There's that someone who's waiting, who's a husband who's literally crying out and has menopause doesn't know what's going on. And this stuff really can correct it. It may take a little process, but it can work. It can happen. Oh, and it goes into like someone's waiting that like this month there's the me plus 3. There's $350 on the table for asking 3 friends to join you. And so what if they say no? But you know what? There's friends out there who are saying, I'm in. I've been waiting for you to ask. Actually, you think sometimes that Jenna does that, oh, she does it all the time. There's actually someone that the other day I said, have you messaged this woman yet? No. Why not? There was no answer. There was no reason why. I just didn't get around to it. And I think you need to do SW. Funny part is that person reached out. So obviously, interesting. So there's that me plus 3, and there's $350 on the table for this month.
Those are for the first 3.
First
referrals.
3 referrals.
So that's every VIP is eligible for that additional cash out of pocket.
Just
So
by
limits-
blessing and asking 3 people. That's just the 3.
What's the percentage that when you have accountability buddies, do you remember when you have somebody join you, your chances of having success will skyrocket when you do it with other people?
I don't remember, but it's
like 70-80% increase in the chance that you and them are going to have better results than if you're trying to do it all on your own.
and if you have a husband or a significant other that is not doing it or is not part of it, ask, would you like to join me in this? Hey, let's do this together. Or I would like for you to help me walk this out. Because I remember when Jenna was sick and we started doing Plexus, and it was like the last resort. One thing that got me was she included me. She never said, this is my thing. It was like, we're doing this. And I'm like, what do you mean we're doing this? But she always included me. So I just naturally felt like, hey, I'll take your stuff. I didn't realize I had to get my own account. But it was a way without even saying any words, like, I want you to do this with me. I feel like this is valuable. SW. Anything else? I'm trying to think here.
You did good.
That the whole getting interrupted twice threw me off.
I think you did great. Is there
So
anything else?
I don't know. I can't think right now. So,
Focus. I think it was your sex comment. His brain went just somewhere else right after that. Y'all saw it happen, right? You saw that, like the wheels started spinning. So I got my steps in today. I'm sorry. All right, you guys, we're gonna move on. That's some funny stuff. I post funny stuff. Y'all need to go back to that post and comment. That was funny. And I got 0 comments on it.
hey, SW. So what? Someone's waiting.
Someone's waiting. Yes.
But there is that. Did you drop that video from 2020?
Yes.
You guys got to go back and look at the Super Bowl halftime show we did in 2020.
It'll make
I
you
literally
feel-
have the same shirt, not this one. I
It'll
do
make
have
you
that
feel
same
good
shirt.
about
It's
yourselves.
like 2 years. And we had no clue what we were doing, but it was super entertaining.
It's like a train wreck. Kimberly was watching it today and she's like, I can't stop watching. Did he just do the Shakira booty shake? I'm alive. He did. He totally did. You got to go watch it. So doing the things, scared.
Yeah.
You don't have to know it all to get started. Sometimes that's the best thing to do, is to be able to be coachable, teachable, and trainable. Because if you come at anything with that attitude of, I already got this figured out. I don't need to jump on those calls. I don't need to stay in touch. I don't need to do this or that. Okay. then you're probably walking into a situation where you're already self-sabotaging. Instead of walking into a situation saying, you know what, how can I take this and learn something new? How can I apply this? Go into the people that are doing the things that you want to do, that had success with products. They're having amazing results in their business. Don't be afraid. Reach out. Ask. What are you doing? What's going on? And you might hear something new that maybe you didn't heard before. And then it might too challenge you to look at what you are, or maybe what you aren't doing. But it's not a comparison thing. It's a being willing to grow and learn thing. It's the process of becoming. Because if we're so focused on reaching a goal, what almost always happens when you hit a goal? Sometimes you hit that goal and you get that, you know, you heard Sean say it, I'm going to get on him. There are no cheat days. You're not cheating. No, skinny jeans is a reward. Dunkin' Donuts is not. Okay, so when Sean, you're ready to go skinny jean shopping, Kenny knows this place. He can hook you up. We will totally take pictures, okay? We'll like, did he leave the call? He's like,
No, he's gonna lose his man card if we go skinny jean shopping.
you better tell him he owns 3 pairs. They were not cheap either. Men's skinny jeans are not cheap, okay? So, but the reality of it is that you'll hit a goal, and then if you haven't changed those little habits along the way, you fall back.
Mhm.
Instead of accepting the process of becoming. And it's just one little thing at a time. Just those little atomic habits that create maximum impact. And that's what we talk about on Saturday mornings in our book club that Kenny mentioned earlier. You guys are welcome to join us. Anybody can join these calls. They are 8 o'clock in the morning. You grab your coffee, jump on. If you haven't caught up yet, we're going to be hitting chapters 4 and 5 this week.
No, 5 and 6.
5 and 6 this week. And so it's okay. Just jump on. It is amazing to me to hear the takeaways from other people. Because sometimes it's similar, but sometimes maybe somebody speaks up or says something and you're like, oh man, I was kind of struggling with that too, but I don't really want to say anything because I just didn't really know. But then you're like, oh, I'm not alone. I'm not the only one that was maybe having a hard time or maybe struggling with that, or I learned something new. It's about the process of becoming, right? And so part of that, you guys, are these Tuesday night calls. We have our Tuesday night lives that we have coming up this Tuesday, but every Tuesday night, the next Tuesday live that we will have is not next week, but the week after that. That is going to be Karen Cotton. She will be live sharing her testimony that night. This is an incredible opportunity for you to share it with your friends and your family. Get them plugged in, get them on the call. They'll have an opportunity to hear from real people. Not everybody can always make the in-person events, right? We understand that, but we want to give you this opportunity to hook your friends up with real people, to see these people that aren't just posting, but they're walking it out. The Tuesday night after that is going to be Kimberly Bruckhouse. She's going to be breaking down how she was able to overcome thyroid failure and come off a medication in about 13 or 14 months. It was absolutely incredible. So they're going to be sharing their testimonies for you and taking the time out of their schedules and away from their families so that you can bless other people. Because that's the key. When we're out there and we're sharing and we're helping others, it truly comes from a position of we want everybody to feel as good as we feel. The smiles that you see are not fake. The health, the happiness, the joy that we feel is because when you feel good on the inside, it shows and reflects on the outside. It is contagious. Just like walking around with a negative mindset, that can run your entire day, right? So these calls are meant to encourage, to support, to love on, and to cheer each other on as well. And we will be looking for other friends to join us and share their testimonies as well. So keep an eye out. We'll have a calendar of events coming up that you guys will be able to access and have and be able to share with friends as well. Thursday nights coming up. I am so excited. We're starting an Empowered Women, Empower Women series. We have some special guest speakers that are going to be joining us. Summer Godfrey is an Emerald Ambassador, and she has been with Plexus Worldwide for a couple of years. She has incredible testimony as well. She's going to be joining us on the 17th of February. So you're going to want to mark your calendars for that. And then on the 24th, my dear friend, Pastor Amy Nelson is going to be joining us. She is a public speaker, women's ministry leader. She equips and calls out and works with women in leadership, women in ministry, women that are on the front lines doing the things. And so this month, we wanted to give the guys this first week. They got their first week. But also, like, this month is about the heart of a woman. Literally, more women are suffering with heart disease than any other thing. And we dismiss so many of those symptoms. But what's in our heart comes out of what comes out of our mouth, right? So it's not just the physical heartache, but it can be a very emotional and very spiritual connection as well. And we want to tackle that side of things too. So I'm excited. We have another special guest who we're nailing down the dates for. So as we kick off February, this challenge, we have so many things going on. We wanted to bless you guys with one more thing. Kimberly, will you share our special Bless a Friend incentive that we have this month?
I would love to. We are so excited. So we are coming back with the Bless 3 Get a Tea. And it is super cute, you guys. We were hoping we would have them in time for the call tonight so we could all be in them. But they're a white shirt with this really cute Plexus. It says, oh, look, Jenna's got the picture. How cute is that? How cute is that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we are super excited. Anytime you bless 3, anybody on your team blesses 3, you get that adorable t-shirt this month. We're running it from February 1st through February 28th. So you are gonna want to get some friends, get some teas, and look, oh, and the men,
Leave the guys out, Sean. Okay, we got you guys too. All right.
There's the men. Yep, I love it. So we are super excited. It is going to be an amazing month. We know that, right? I mean, February is just so much fun because it's the month of love, right? And how much fun is it to love on others? So we are excited about the Bless 3 Get a Tea contest.
Liz, did you already earn your shirt? I believe so. I believe so. She is kicking down the door of February. So you're going to get a text message first thing tomorrow. We just need your shirt size and we'll go ahead and get that out to you. Okay. So congratulations, you guys. This is an incredible month to really love and serve others well. That is truly the key and the heart behind why we do what we do, because we found something that actually works. After trying everything and having no luck before, finding something that actually worked physically, but then is such a blessing to our family financially as well, that we're able to build a successful business and be proud that the products that we share are life-changing products. They're not just a quick fix, weight loss, overnight success thing. These are products that are changing people's lab results, that are changing not just their waistline or their wallet, but they're actually changing families. Mm-hmm. You heard from 2 men tonight that have stood on the front lines to fight for our country and our freedom. And we need them more than ever to be strong and healthy, brave and courageous. And so as we finish up this call, I just want to again say thank you to Sean. I thank you for Kenny. He did a great night. He did a great call. And I just want to encourage you as we finish out this call tonight to reach out, to love on others this month. It's an incredible month just to let people know that they are seen, they are valued, they are heard. There are a lot of families that are hurting right now. And if your simple message of love and encouragement could change everything for that one person, it's not about the sale or the profit, it's about the person. So just ask and invite, because what if that person is waiting for you to invite them? So you guys, thank you so much for this call tonight. Sean, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Kenny, good job. All right, you guys, have a wonderful night. This call was recorded, so we are going to drop it to the YouTube channel for you guys to be able to take it and use it and bless a friend if you so feel the need. But we want to say thank you. We will see you live and in person Tuesday night. And if you can't join us, we will miss you, but we'll be back here next Thursday. So we're excited that we can't wait to share some more exciting information that we have coming for you guys. All right, we're out.
See you on Tuesday.
We'll see you Tuesday night.
Ask somebody.
Thank you.